All right, check this out. Let's break down fear. What is fear? When you're scared, exactly what happens? I'll tell you what happens. You feel energy all throughout your nervous system, right? And this energy is uncomfortable to you. You feeling energy flowing all throughout your nervous system, within your chest or within your stomach. You know what I mean? It depends on how scared you are. Sometimes you can feel it throughout your whole body, depending on how scared you are, right? Especially if it's something where you just started, where you just caught by surprise. You'll feel that energy flow through every nervous system inside your body, and it will react. It can make you react in superhumanly ways, like superhumanly fast, or a mother lifting cars up off her baby or something like that, because that fear, that energy flowed through the nervous system and gave them that at that point in time. Boom, right? So check this out. So put a pin in that, right? So what usually happens is, when you start feeling this energy, when you start feeling this flowing through your nervous system, you start having thoughts, right? You start having negative thoughts, what we would call negative thoughts, your imagery, you know what I mean? You start imagining the worst case scenarios, or something that you're scared of happening. You're imagining that happening. That's why you're scared at that point. That's why you're feeling what you're feeling, right? Sometimes you get the feeling, then you get the thoughts. Sometimes you get the thoughts, then you get the feeling, okay? So what is anxiety? Anxiety, the same thing, right? You start feeling energy flowing throughout your nervous system, and you start to have negative thoughts, worst case scenario thoughts. You know what I mean? Okay, what is stress? Same thing. You start to get imagery inside your head, negative thoughts, and you feel energy flowing throughout your nervous system, right? Did I leave anything else out? Depression, same thing. You start to feel, it's usually because you're having negative imagery inside your mind, and you start to feel energy flowing throughout your nervous system. All the same thing, right? What we would call fear, right? It's all the same thing. It's what we would call fear, right? Now check this out. So if anxiety, stress, and depression, and if I don't know if I left one out, if it's all fear, and fear ain't really nothing but your goddamn imagination going wild. Fear, the only difference between anxiety, depression, stress is your breathing pattern, and outright fear, your breathing patterns change. You breathe different with each one of these things. Your breathing pattern change. That's the only thing that changes. So it's breathing. So fear is breathing, your imagination, and energy, right? That's okay. Now that energy that you feeling throughout your nervous system, that's not a bad energy. You feel that energy flowing throughout your nervous system. You say, oh, I'm scared. You think that you're in a bad state. When the truth of the matter is, only thing you got going on is energy flowing throughout your nervous system. What's bad is your imagination. You can't control your imagination. That's all fear. What you call fear ain't nothing but a monkey mind. You can't control your imagination, and you can't control your breathing patterns. You're breathing wrong. That's it. That's all. That energy, you could use that energy for anything. You can use that energy you feeling ain't got to be used to power more negative thoughts. That energy could be used for anything. Now I'm gonna take this a step further. So that energy, so fear ain't nothing but energy at the end of the day. What you call as fear is really nothing but energy. What actually fear is you not controlling your imagination. You having worst case scenarios. Now, like I said, I'm gonna take this a step further. Say, for example, have you ever seen the movies where say for example, you don't have no idea of what fear is or what nothing is. You're like a newborn baby, but you in a grown body. Say, for example, you're like a newborn baby. You don't know what's what, right? And someone strap you down into a chair, and they tape your eyes open, and all you see is they play a whole bunch of chaos. Bombs being going off, people getting killed, just a whole bunch of chaos. They play a whole bunch of chaos, right? Now, and they shock you every time they feel this, or they shock you or something. So now your heart gets to pumping, and you start to feel energy flowing through your nervous system, because you're getting this shock, right? Every time you looking at this this chaos, right? And it feels so now you decided that not only is this energy uncomfortable in your nervous system, but this chaos is uncomfortable. Chaos had no meaning whatsoever until you just got programmed to believing that that's what the fuck it was. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, fear doesn't even really exist like that. Fear is something that's made up. Okay? It's just simply programming. Let me take it a step further. Have you ever seen the movies? Have you ever seen the movies where say for example, hold up, let me break this down. Say for example, you were kidnapped or something like that. Somebody kidnapped you, right? And they do similar methods. They tie you down, program you. They program you in this way. They every time they play a certain sound inside your head, they tie you up, strap your eyes up. Every time they play a certain sound, this sound, they associate this sound with murder. Somebody, you see somebody walk on TV, you see somebody walk over and get killed or something like that. Somebody walk up and go stab somebody. Every time they play this certain sound, they keep playing this sound, and they do this good until they hypnotize you and got this deeply embedded inside your brain, right? Until they got it deeply embedded inside you, right? So boom. So what do you think would happen if they played that sound? If you walking down the street minding your own business and suddenly that sound get put in, you got a knife on you. You don't even know you got a knife on you. And suddenly they play that sound. Suddenly now you're activated. You activated, you go stab a motherfucker for no good goddamn reason, just simply because you was hypnotized to do it. You were programmed to do it. See what I'm saying? Have you seen movies like that? I'm sure you've seen movies like that. You know what I mean? Where people get programmed by a certain sound, where CIA documents what, you know what I mean? I know y'all seen shit like that before. Okay? How is that any different from you being programmed with fear? Being programmed to be scared. Okay? Making scared even a damn thing. Scared is not even a thing until you decide to give it your belief and make it a thing. There's no such thing. There's just energy flowing through your nervous system. Chaos. What is chaos? That's something that you as the creator created so you can have this experience. You had to create fear. You had to create love, but you could have created anything. You chose to create fear and love. There was nothing but energy until you put a name on it. It was nothing but energy until you put a name on it. It was nothing but energy flowing through your nervous system. You put a name on it associated with chaos. We're going to call this fear. Put a name on the same. You did the same thing with love, but we ain't going to get into that one right now. We just go break down fear. With that being said, fear is not a real thing. It's just energy. It's simply energy. But you know what? You create based off this energy, because you create chaotically based off this energy. You create with fear. And this is what renders in the clips within your reality. You're rendering clips based off this fear, which you made up as higher self. You're rendering the clips, you're creating reality based off fear. But the truth of the matter is, once you reach this level of consciousness, you don't have to create based off fear no more, because you understand that fear doesn't even fucking really exist. It's just energy. You could take that energy and turn it into something else. I'm gonna give you one more scenario. Say, for example, you go off on an offshore, some motherfucker, where off the map, off the grid, and you meet a tribe or something like that. And in this tribe, they don't know nothing about the societal norms that we've been brought up with, right? So say, for example, the highest honor in this village, the chief woke up and stomped the motherfucker on their bare feet and slapped the dog shit out of her. And that's the highest honor that the chief can give you. So everybody looking forward to get the shit slapped out of them. While we, on the other hand, will be greatly offended, and because we don't want to go through that. We feel fear when we even think about going through such a thing. They think it's love. They've been programmed and trained to believe that such a thing is love. That shows you that chaos it's not even a real thing. You've been programmed to believe that violence and this and all that is chaotic and it's bad. It's a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, I'm only saying you could go to a place where it's not a bad thing. In some places, it may not be a bad thing. We're programmed. We just took that shit and made it what we wanted to make it. You know what I mean? Or you programmed that to be a bad thing. But it's only a bad thing if you make it a bad thing. There's really no such thing as good or bad. It's just energy. And you turned it into that so you can have this experience, and so you could be able to create, and you could render in the clips. But when you understand this, when you got this higher consciousness, this level of understanding, now you can take that energy and make it whatever the hell you want. Fear and love could be shit and dog shit, and you can render in your clips based off the reality that you want. You get what I'm saying? If you understand, if you have a higher consciousness, you really can grasp what the hell I'm saying right now. You know what I'm saying? None of those things are really real. At the end of the day, it's just one thing: energy and belief. Belief creates reality. And you're in the field of energy right now. You never left spirit realm. Spirit realm is all around you. What you think is air is spirit. You never left. And you're not a physical being. You are awareness. Awareness. Okay? That's it. That's all. Your awareness. Now I'm gonna say something for the next episode, you know what I mean? But I got a lot to tell you.